Spring break. It's supposed to be wild, loud nights, cheap drinks, bad decisions that somehow turn into good stories. But sometimes one bad decision doesn't turn into a story. It turns into something else entirely. Something you don't talk about, something that follows home. Even if you made it out alive. This happened in 2024. I was a senior in college, part of a frat TK. And like every year, spring break wasn't optional. It was tradition. 40 of us guys and girls packed into one resort in Acapulco. Yeah, that Acapulco. Beautiful during the day. Different story at night. By day 4, things were already getting out of control. People were barely sleeping, drinking non-stop, doing the kind of stuff you laugh about later if you're lucky. No, this story isn't really about me. It's about my boy Batista, and listen, I say this with love. Batista had zero survival instincts. You know that one friend, the one who always pushes things too far. Yeah, that was him. Loud, impulsive, always chasing the next high, the next thrill. The kind of guy who walks into chaos and somehow makes it worse. That night, we hit one of the biggest clubs in the city. Massive place. Packed wall to wall. Music so loud it felt like your heartbeat wasn't yours anymore. Everything was fine until Batista started looking around. Not for girls, not for drinks, for something stronger. I pulled him aside like, yo, chill. Not here. Not now. A couple of the guys backed me up. He nodded, said he'd drop it, but I knew that look. That wasn't him agreeing. That was him waiting. At first we kept an eye on him, but the place was huge, crowds moving like waves, and eventually we lost him. Didn't think much of it. Batista disappearing into a crowd. That was normal. Hours go by. We're drinking, laughing. Then suddenly something feels off. You ever get that feeling? Like the air just changes. 1 second everything's fine. Next second, it's not. We start calling him, texting. Nothing. Straight to voicemail. Now that wasn't normal. Batista was chaotic, but he was wearily organized. His phone didn't just die. We decide to leave. Figure he probably went back to the resort. Passed out somewhere. Outside. Total madness. People everywhere. Fighting for cabs. So we walk a bit. Get away from the crowd. It's around 1 a.m. Streets darker now. Quieter, too quiet. And then, out of the darkness, we see someone stumbling toward us. It's Batista. We run up to him. And instantly, we know something is very wrong. His shirt torn almost completely off. Face swollen, bruised, barely recognizable. He's limping, barely standing. We don't even ask questions. Just get him into the car, back to the resort. The whole ride. We're asking what happened. He just keeps saying, I'll tell you later. When we finally get back, he sits down, hands shaking. And then he starts talking. He says he found a guy at the bar. Short dude, didn't speak much English, but he had a friend translating. Batista told them what he wanted, and they understood. But something felt off. Not the short guy, the translator. He couldn't explain it, just a feeling. Then the guy pulls out a sample right there, offers it to him. Batista tries it, says it was good, and just like that, his judgment gone. They tell him, not here, come outside. And even though every instinct was screaming, he followed them anyway. They walk out a side exit. There's a car waiting, engine already running. Before he can even think, they grab him, throw him in the back seat. The car takes off. He says it felt like 20 minutes, maybe less. But time didn't make sense anymore. Because the moment the car started moving, they went to his pockets, took everything. Wallet, cash, phone. And when he fought back, they beat him hard, over and over, until he stopped resisting. They smashed his phone, left him with nothing. And then one of them asks, "Why are there so many Americans here, Batista?" Barely thinking, just answers, "Spring break, there's dozens of us." Same resort. The two guys start talking in Spanish, back and forth, arguing, fast. The car pulls over, door opens, and they throw him out. No lights, no signs, nothing familiar, just darkness. He doesn't know where he is, doesn't know which direction to go. So he just walks, picks a direction, and hopes. Minutes feel like hours. Every shadow looks like someone watching. Every sound feels too close. And somehow, by pure luck, he walks the right way. And then he finds us if he had walked the other way. If he had left 20 minutes earlier. If those guys made a different decision, we wouldn't be telling this story. We thought about calling the police for like 3 seconds. Then everyone agreed that was a bad idea. For him, for us, for everyone. Nobody else ever found out. The party kept going. Music, drinks, laughing, like nothing happened. But Batista, he wasn't the same after that. None of us. Because sometimes you don't realize how close you came to disappearing until you're already back. And not everyone gets that lucky.